Code so slick, circus they gobble. Encrypted hustle, no chains, no marbles. Faster than the rest, cost stays humble. Breaking through the game, watch others crumble. Nobody do it like this. Circus in the mist. Faster, cheaper, sharper, crypto alchemist. Others stuck in the lane, flipping the twist. Garble circus, baby, we the future, don't miss. Others move slow, we quantum and speed. Blocks they can't touch, fulfilling the need. Chains bound tight, but we unshackled. While they debug, our code is tackled. What they can't do, we already done. That game outdated, we just begun. Algorithms flex, they can't compete. Circuits garble, but the vision concrete. Nobody do it like this. Circus in the mist. Faster, cheaper, sharper, crypto alchemist. Others stuck in the lane, we flipping the twist. Garble circus, baby, we the future, don't miss.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 36, season 2, COTI Confidential, 2025. Q4 is here. How's it going, Soeren?
It's going all right.
What a week.
And happy Thanksgiving. What a week.
Yeah, thanks. I got this show, and then I'm headed to the first family get-together.
Excellent. I hope you do have an enjoyable one, mate.
We will. Thank you.
Yeah, so what a week, huh?
Unbelievable.
Every time you think you've seen it all, then you see something you've never seen before.
Yeah, and I just happened to catch it. I was talking to Stefanos, and we just sat there and watched it in complete shock. I recorded it. I just couldn't believe it. So
I was out walking the dog, but he had to take a poo, so I got liquidated just so he could have a poop.
That's not funny.
No, it's not.
So,
but we got to make some fun of it.
Yeah, and you know how focused I am on COTI, right? So I was watching our chart, and I was glued to it, and finally I took a look around, and I was like, okay, this is everywhere. But I think I mentioned to you, I had seen that Unusual Whales post where 1.65 trillion was wiped from the stock market, and I was like, oof, we're next, right? Going into the weekend, right? You pull that, security, like your piggy bank out of the mattress kind of thing. I knew we were gonna get hit pretty bad there.
Yeah, and it's funny because you try and go back afterwards. You can't go back and look and were there any signs and anything. And it was not so much that the stock market was down on the day. It was the fact that the VIX, the volatility index for the stock markets, was up about 30%, which is insane. Yeah, that means there's something, something just broke somewhere. And so the signs were there, and it was not like we got hit at the same time as the stock market. We literally got hit 4 or 5 hours later. So hindsight's a wonderful thing. But I want to make a couple of comments on this, because there's a couple of things that are relevant to us. The first one is when it comes to leverage, and I think everyone should take note of this. You probably already figured it out. But there is no universe, there is no scenario, there is absolutely no way you can be 100% safe with leverage. Yeah, you can try and make it as safe as you want, but when they really want to get you, they will get you. Yeah, and Friday was probably the clearest example yet of that. Yeah, because that the fact that we wicked down to 1.7 cents and immediately flew back up to about 3.7 cents. Oh yeah. So that's one thing. Everyone, please take note of this. Yeah, if you play with leverage, you're playing with your money. It is a casino gamble, and if it goes well, good for you. Congrats. If it goes bad, no crying in the casino, because it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The second
You know,
thing. Yeah, go on.
yeah, let me hit that for a second. So I know a lot of people, went after COTI and said, well, Treasury wasn't working. I couldn't manipulate my deposits. First of all, if you've been, maybe this is your first cycle, but if you've been in crypto for a while, you can't go after Treasury for that, because the biggest players like Coinbase and Binance, when these wicks happen, nothing works. So like Soeren is saying, you can watch it all you want, but to catch that knife, to be able to get in with all that traffic piling in, it doesn't matter like how close you watch it, what kind of alerts you have set for yourself. When something like that happens, good luck getting into anything, right? I've had back in 2020, I've had stop losses that didn't trigger on Binance, and there was nothing I could do, and I just watched it go. So you start to learn after a while that when you have something that's like absolute chaos like that, you can't expect to be able to manipulate your positions no matter where you are. So that's one thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah, and also I do want to mention Treasury in this respect. Maybe I've seen a couple of outliers, but I know of at least a couple of users that had liquidation prices around 2.7 cents, and their deposits were not affected. So I'm not sure how far down the Treasury wigged, but there were at least a couple of people who either by mistake or by design got away with it. I don't know. So quite interesting that the Treasury. It all depends on where you get your prices from. Because if you only take pricing from Binance, Binance went absolutely. That did not work at all. The other exchanges were far higher than Binance. Anyways, the second point, which is far more important for what we're doing, is that this actually makes it even more important what COTI is building. Yeah, we're all talking about this permissionless blockchain, open, free. Everyone can see what everyone's doing, and this is exactly what happens when you have a system like this. Yeah, we don't have any circuit breakers. The people who have the resources to do it can go in at any time and pick the exact best moment to make as much damage as possible. Yeah. So that makes what COTI is building even more important, because if your transactions are private, if your trading strategies are private, you will still have crashes, because they'll know that there's leverage in the system, but they won't know how much. And they won't know how far to take it to crash as many accounts as possible. So it's absolutely critical. And I think we should all actually, in that respect, take note of what goes on in the regular stock markets, because we've been complaining about this for years, how the stock market is rigged and crypto is supposed to be the solution. It would appear it's the other way around. The regular stock market has a circuit breaker. This could never happen. It doesn't mean that an individual stock cannot crash by 90%. It can, but you can crash the Tesla stock by 90%, and the stock of Apple or the stock of Heinz has absolutely no impact on them, because it is all contained within a certain stock for a certain reason. Either they gone bankrupt or it could be all sorts of things. So actually, we should actually start to take a few lessons from the regular stock market. So, but I think it's important that what we're building is actually going to make these things more safe. It's not going to make it completely safe, but it's going to make it more safe in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. And, I've been saying for a long time, if you look so back in the day, you guys probably noticed the Tracer likes to look back all the time, but it's just I remember when we used to have to hustle to get an APY like 35%. It took me over 2 years to get onboarded to maintenance, to be able to afford or be afforded by COTI that kind of APY. Anybody now can do that by going 1-to-1 G-COTI in the treasury. It's it goes higher, but it's been pretty solid at sticking at 35 on the low end. Now, yeah. I don't know anywhere else where you could just walk into that kind of APY. The other difference is that there's no limit in terms of position size. So we were limited to 250,000 or 150,000, depending on, when we're talking about back in the day. You could do that on $1 million, go 1-to-1. There's people who do it. Is it really worth that little bit of extra APY to put everything at risk, especially after what we saw on Friday? It's something to really think about. And I know people jumped in and was like, wow, I got this unbelievable, they locked in at the treasury at maybe something like 2 cents or somewhere around there. It's still at risk. These things still happen. And 35%, pretty unbelievable. Now, some people say, well, I have a pretty big position with COTI, but I don't want to go out there and buy all that G-COTI. Then sell a little bit. The ratio, I think it's about 4-to-1 right now. It was 5-to-1 before that. Then sell a little bit of your COTI. And this is not financial advice, but this is people saying, well, it's hard to get that much G-COTI. My hands on that much G-COTI. Just, we've all, sorry, we haven't all done it, but a lot of us have just, slowly accumulated that. And we're sitting at 35% almost all the time.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
No, and be maybe a little bit. Let's be a little bit less greedy, because, like you say, 35% is a perfectly nice return annually on your investment.
I'm getting trashed in the chat, but you know what? That's good. I like having an active chat, so we can. But they're not listening, guys. So I have to keep repeating things because it takes people a bunch of times to actually listening to me. Yeah, 5.5. Yeah, that's a crazy ratio. Yeah, good point, Mark. And, maybe some people are putting their whole position on leverage in the treasury. Maybe you just want to do a portion, or maybe you should go somewhere else for your leverage and have more tools that you can kind of manipulate it with. It'd be interesting to see what happens with the next treasury and Node's ecosystem and custom treasuries, what kind of stuff we'll be able to play with. And here's the other thing about treasury. Okay. So we all know that they're reworking it, and there's issues right now that they kind of ported it from multi-dag to the EVM, and there are issues, and they're constantly dealing with them, all the while still trying to build a new one. This is what I don't understand. So, and this is our community that knows this. And then so we have a big event like this. We see support tickets flying all over the place. And then you guys pile in and you start bridging and you start transferring and you start locking and you start trying to boost your deposits. I don't know what to tell you guys. You're asking for it, right? I've never had a problem with treasury, and I'm selective of when I use it. But even if there is a little bit of a delay, it always hits, right?
Always.
It always hits. Sometimes there's a delay. It processes things, I guess you could say, slowly, much slower than the blockchain. So I just don't know what to say sometimes. And there's some people now who have been liquidated. And so they're trying to rush back in to try to go 1-to-1 and get their hands on that APY. Well, maybe that APY is there for the people that were locked 1-to-1 and in a 1x before this happened. You can't expect to, just jump back in. This is all personal opinion here. But guys, when something crazy is going on, you see support tickets flying all over the place, maybe wait a day or two. But let's see what happens in the future.
Yeah,
New Treasury is coming, and we're all ready for it.
To Vlad and Guy and the guys who have been spending literally all Saturday, all Sunday, all day today. It was an hour and a half ago. Vlad said, listen, I've been at it 2.5 days non-stop. I'm going to take a short break. Yeah, so kudos to Vlad and the team for working their way through all of this. Right, should we do the update? Of course, it's going to sound a bit silly in view of what happened Friday night, but still there's a lot of good stuff in there. And of course, my updates don't have anything to do with price. So from that point of view, we're fine.
Let's go, man. I'm ready.
So actually, there was a bunch of interesting things happened last week, and it really does feel like privacy summer is here. I mean, it's summer in Argentina, it's summer in Australia, so privacy summer somewhere. The Ethereum Foundation, they published quite a comprehensive manifesto on privacy. And it's sort of centered around, there's a whole bunch of things in there, but it's sort of centered around these 3 key statements. And I put them in the weekly updates, so because I think that they're a good barometer. Privacy is considered a fundamental right and a necessity for credible digital trust, what we just talked about. Ethereum's infrastructure must include privacy at its core for people, for developers, institutions, and society. The Ethereum Foundation expands its privacy R&D with a new privacy cluster coordinated by Igor Barinov, whoever he is, involving 47 leading researchers, engineers, and cryptographers across various key privacy initiatives. The Ethereum Foundation's privacy strategy addresses the entire tech stack, from advanced cryptographic research and protocol improvements to user experience and this is important, institutional privacy, aiming to make privacy accessible and normal across Ethereum. Now, from Ethereum's point of view, from Vitalik's point of view and the rest of the Ethereum Foundation, this was a critical message to get out, and the key word here is institutional privacy. This message was not necessarily, although we're going to benefit as well, it's not necessarily for people like us. Yeah, this is for people like Tom Lee and all the other institutional investors that are pouring billions and billions and billions and billions into buying Ethereum and broadcasting loud and clear that the rails of the next financial systems are going to be on Ethereum. So, and Ethereum knows that they have to do this. This was basically a non-negotiable for Ethereum. They have to do the privacy. So it was important for them that not only put the message out there, but to actually put some resources behind it to make it happen, because otherwise institutions are going to go somewhere else. So this ironclad commitment to and investment in privacy has become very much a non-negotiable for Ethereum. The good thing for us is it puts privacy front and center of the discussion, and we're already seeing the markets respond with some Dino anonymity coins like SEC having a mighty run-up. So, what does it mean? What does this mean for COTI? Well, in my opinion, my humble opinion, is the timing of this could not be any better. Our October hard fork is 6 days away. And this essentially, as far as I can see and understand, the hard fork means we switch on basically the whole set of privacy features. All the integration work that's been happening in the background for the last 5 or 6 months will then start to get released into the world, and people will start to, for the first time, to see what it is we've actually built. So I've got a bit of my, I got a personal watch list that I'm looking at. And top of it, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, and even before Friday night, this was written 5-6 hours before the crash. Top of my list is Privex. Yeah, when Privex switches on privacy and private trading agents, they'll fulfill the promise of being the planet's first private perp DEX. Yeah, there are a lot of wannabes out there that do all sorts of little magic tricks, but it's not privacy. There's only one Privex for now. And when the wider crypto community discovers this, I predict business is going to start to seriously boom for Privex. And I also predict that a fair few exchanges are going to come knock on COTI's door to get their hands on garbled circuits, because they're going to see. And I think we're all going to be surprised at how smooth this is going to work on Privex. All the indications I have is it's going to be quite a neat little, the way it works. It's going to be very smooth. A nice little side effect of that is that COTI's TVL, which at this moment is intrinsically locked to the success of Privex, is going to do better, because they do better, we do better, TVL-wise. I know it's largely a vanity metric, but a lot of people still keep an eye on this, and it could have a little bit of price appreciation to come along with it. The second one that I'm going to look out for is Axelar. So Axelar will not only drive lots of traffic to our network, but also much more importantly, be a key driver for the proliferation of garbled circuits. Simply put, having garbled circuits on 75 blockchains is priceless. It will be optional for all of them and only relevant when you go cross-chain. But when people are going to understand what it brings, a lot of these, I think, some of these 75 blockchains are going to come and say, hey, we actually want to integrate this into our full tech stack. We don't want to have it just when we do cross-chain. We want to have it full on. So I believe that this will be something that a lot of people will consider. The third one is wallets. And we've talked a lot about that recently. We have quite an impressive lineup of wallets now waiting to switch on garbled circuits. MyEther wallet, Carbon.io, Safe, Porter wallet, Encrypt, MetaMask, and the latest one, the UN network, which is sort of like a wallet as well, Tracer. You know a little bit more about this than I do. So lots of traffics, tens of millions of users of garbled circuits. And incidentally, delivering privacy to wallets is the stated first item on the agenda for the Ethereum Foundation. Thanks, Eli. So all of this is good. In other news, super interesting partnership, and I know very little about it. I can't, as usual, can't get my head around these things fast enough. But the partnership with the UN wallet, so mobile crypto payments, payment cards, wallets, is gaining traction. You got all sorts of exchanges issuing payment cards. It's a crowded field, but absolutely critical that we gain a foothold here and we show that it's a relevant use case for garbled circuits. And keep in mind, the reason why this is relevant is the garbled circuits is the only thing that works on a mobile device. And I know you ordered yours, so you can talk about it a little bit more when the time is right. So this is a very good, this partnership is an excellent way to make the point loud and clear. The launch of COTI Earn continues at full blast, creating a lot of awareness of COTI and what we do. So socials are through the roof, brilliant. Also has community members engaged and earning some easy extra money. So I'm only hearing good things about COTI Earn. So I look forward to seeing it grow through the next seasons. And last but not least, we finally got, and I've been missing this for a while because we haven't had one of these updated ecosystem maps for a while. And there's probably a good reason for that because it's getting really crowded. But it's quite staggering how far we come in such a short time. The COTI team has executed the strategy so far to perfection. We're present in all the critical verticals, and we're getting stronger week by week, putting out new use cases all the time, and that's what it's all about. Use cases, new use case, show that what we can do, and the wide array of use cases that we can cover with it. So, and then have a lovely weekend ahead, which was not, but nevertheless, that was the update for the week.
Excellent as always, my friend. Yeah. Did you see this one? I saw this one earlier.
Yeah, no. When Shahaf goes into that mode, his reach goes anywhere. That's the way it is.
Sarcasm. Waiting for the COTI design launch. What does he mean, Soeren?
He means the part of COTI Earn. What do we call it? The create part.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward. Yeah, we said that's last time. I'm looking forward to more creators tasks in season 2, for sure.
And I think we need to get rid of. These socials tasks, to be honest, because we're getting bot farmed into oblivion as well. So I think getting rid of these socials would be a good thing.
Yep, absolutely. All right, you ready to take a little bit of a look at COTI Earn for anybody who hasn't?
I know you wanted to go through this last time, but thanks to the Electricity Authority of Vancouver, we couldn't. So, or Winnipeg.
That's that's all provincial for us. So we're not going to blame Vancouver for that one. All right, so pretty simple to get in, right? You just sign with your MetaMask. Obviously, what you're seeing here is just a test wallet that I opened for this. So that's why you're not seeing any points. Eli ran a power cable to Canada. Thank you so much for that. Aren't we sending you power? Isn't that like actually what we're doing? So a lot of people are asking about... Where is that? Is it in dashboard? Leaderboard. Yes. A lot of people are looking at these usernames and not understanding. They're thinking it's bots because they all look kind of similar composition. That is actually assigned by the platform if you don't add your own username. So I'm going to add one here. There we go. Jan's not doing very good. He only has 0 TPs. Some people have been having trouble with the connect feature, Soeren? Connecting your socials. Obviously, I can't do that here because I've already done it.
Yeah, there were some issues with it in the beginning, but I think they got it more or less sorted out. I think the Discord might still be an issue. But this is where, this is where all the bots farming the platform for TPs, that's where they've come from. And obviously we want to try and avoid that. But I personally did the X platform, that worked fine. I'm already in the Telegram group, so I didn't do that. And I'm already on the Discord, so I didn't do that. And I never ever subscribe to YouTube, so I don't do that.
I know that people... But you have a YouTube account, though, don't you? Any of your you can use any of your Google Google addresses for that.
To Google, yeah. I just don't want to pay subscription fees to these guys.
You don't have to. You don't have to connect, though, right? I've never paid for YouTube Premium either. But for for those of you who have multiple EVM wallets, you can only connect one social to one Earn account. So I got kind of mixed. Well, I didn't get mixed up, but as there were problems, I was testing things. I actually ended up linking my main socials to the wrong account. So I'm kind of stuck with that for now. So if you're getting that error that says already linked or too many linked or whatever it is, it's probably because you were signed into a different wallet and didn't realize it. So this is what we're talking about here, how there aren't very many creators tasks here right now. So we're hoping to see more of those. Did you run through the quizzes, Soeren?
I did, yeah. I was actually doing the early testing for this, so I ran through every quiz about 18 times. So I know them by heart. Finally I got them right as well, actually.
You couldn't have made a mistake. The only one that, look at Gotchi here, right? Number 45. That's impressive. The only one that might have gotten you, and look at Kev, Carpathian, Jordy R. Look at the race here for these guys.
Yeah. I'm on the list as well.
Oh yeah, what number are you?
Go down again. No, I was at 140,000 TPs.
Oh really? Oh yeah, you got that from Privex, right?
Yeah.
JH. Yeah. Anyways, what was I gonna say?
You go back on the Earn tab. Let's just quickly run through the ways that you can earn, because there's a whole bunch of ways, and we get a lot of questions. Yeah. So hold USDC on COTI network. That basically means you keep USDC.E in your MetaMask wallet on the COTI network. The same for wrapped Bitcoin, the same for wrapped Ethereum. Then you can deposit COTI to Carbon DeFi. You can deposit USDC on Privex. You can deposit USDC on Carbon DeFi. You can deposit ETH. You can deposit Bitcoin on Carbon DeFi. You can deposit G-COTI on Carbon DeFi. Put COTI in the treasury, so increase the amount of COTI in treasury. You get more TPs, and I think actually you get TPs for the original deposits that you have. It's just going to count it, so it's essentially extra APY on top of that 35% that you should be perfectly happy with, and you can do the same with G-COTI, obviously. So there's a whole bunch of ways, and obviously we're going to add more ways to earn as we go forward, because this is basically all about engaging with the dApps in our ecosystem. So you can imagine when Jan launches his NFT trading platform, there could be an initiative linked to that. You can earn TPs by doing minimum 5 trades on the trading platform, or something like that, and equally for all the other things in our ecosystem.
SK, isn't that Pastor Scott? That is, right?
Yeah. He's gone into retirement at Myrtle Beach.
Isn't Myrtle Beach getting flooded right now, or do I have that wrong? No, I think it is.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so you're hanging in over there, Pastor Scott. I've been seeing some images from that. It's pretty crazy.
He's probably listening in, sitting on his roof with his little Starlink Mini.
So yeah, those last two, Soren.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so those last two indefinitely. If you're already in the treasury, you will continue every day to get credit for those.
Yeah.
But those first three are interesting because unlike the Carbon DeFi and the Privex and the COTI ones, you just have to hold it on the network. So just in your own wallet, correct?
Just in your MetaMask wallet, but hold it on the COTI network. Yeah.
So I was pretty surprised by that. That's very that's very generous to have, these TPs earned for not even locking. So it's good for people like, well, for instance, Mila, who doesn't like to lock anything up. Here's an opportunity for her to earn TPs.
Yep. And of course, we're gonna, as more and more dApps go online on the network, we're gonna add many more of these categories to this. So I mean, overall, I've only heard positive things about it. Of course, it had a little bit of teething issues to begin with, but I think it's gone very, very well so far, and it's gone down well with the community, which is most important. So.
Yeah, and I think, obviously when we do these kinds of things, we're going to get bots, right? So we're seeing them in the official channels. And I think this is a good thing for the introductory season to kind of be able to work out those teething issues.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you got to learn.
Can I throw this one to you, Soeren? Because I see you have an opinion on this. But Pastor Scott is talking about the remarks that Charles made about Jed. And when you first look at the post, it's very positive. Of course, it's attached to an article where people can always find and put a negative spin on it. So I haven't, honestly, I was just getting ready for this show. I haven't read the article in full yet. Maybe you could give us your opinion on that.
Yeah, it's actually a YouTube clip. And the reason why I'm so exasperated by it is that what Charles is actually talking about is he's not talking about the next iteration of Jed. He's talking about future iterations. Yeah. So the first he makes a couple of different context remarks. One of the first context remark he makes is that on midnight you're going to be able to use all sorts of tokens to do transactions. It's not going to be just ADA. You can use Bitcoin, Ether, Sol, all sorts of things. So he's got this whole basket. He's talking about having a whole basket of different tokens and having some sort of algo stablecoin to cover each of them. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult for me to second guess exactly what he's saying because he's so bloody smart. He's already thinking 5 steps ahead when he's talking. And the second thing he's saying is that it does need to be more efficient. And there is no news in that. That's old news. We know that it needs to be more efficient. Yeah, for more people to want to use it. So what he's saying is it's been a nice experiment. We've learned the lessons. Yeah. And that's really the context. They're making big news out of something that's really old news. That's why I got a little bit exasperated. Because when you listen to the whole clip, it's quite straightforward. And it's good news, actually. They want to, turn Jed into something even better. Yeah, maybe tinker a little bit with the over-collateralization mechanisms and do some other things that make it a little bit more relevant in DeFi. And it doesn't change, I think, in my opinion, it doesn't change what Shahab said 2 or 3 weeks ago. And Ships commented on it as well, that there will be a private jet. Yeah. And you will have both a jet and a private jet on COTI network. So maybe the big uptake on jet will come only when 2 or 3 iterations down the road. So I think probably that's the biggest takeaway from it, in my humble opinion.
We see every once in a while, we'll see somebody posting a chart from a DEX or somewhere looking at Jed, and you'll see a wick down where on the chart it looks like it's depegged. And Jordy always says, nothing is stopping anybody from selling Jed for less than $1 on any DEX or exchange, right? And that will cause the chart to look that way. Regardless, you can always go to jed.xyz to be able to get your $1 worth of ADA, as it's very over collateralized and you should be able to get it there all the time. So there is a way to always get your $1 out of it. and you can't trust the charts from a DEX on that.
No, and that's a point Charles makes as well. That 99.3% of Jet's lifetime, it has sat between 0.97 and $1.03 for more than 99% of its life. You find one other stable coin that's performed like this, you can't. As simple as that, yeah. And you know, so it's not a DPEG. It's just the market volatility offers some arbitration opportunities, or whatever we call it. Yeah. 4 or 5 hours after this event, it was back up at $1 again. So
I'm gonna look
and
something up really
you probably
quickly
couldn't have done anything in those 5 hours anyway, because all the blockchains stopped bloody working when this crash happened. Yeah. So it's not like people were queuing up to sell their jet at $0.65, is it?
That's the thing. Like we talked about this a little earlier, but man, when it goes crazy like that, nothing works, right?
No. In fact, the things that worked the best were the decentralized exchanges. So the DEXs. I mean, I was following Privex. This seems to be working fine. It was actually churning out trades quite rapidly throughout that night. So Privex seems to be working fine.
Hey, I had a carbon DeFi strategy live while that, we'll call it a crash, happened. And I had set some pretty wide. I got filled on a couple. It was interesting. I'm happy I had that open. I just wish the size was like about 10 times bigger.
So it did work. It did do the job that you tasked it with.
I never thought I was gonna get filled on those. It's kind of like, you know, it's this for me. Like I keep dreaming about, you know, I think it was March 11th or 12th. 2020 when on Binance or Coinbase or both, I think it was Binance, somebody got filled on Chainlink at 25 cents, a huge ridiculous order, and was just a multi-millionaire overnight. So it's always interesting to have some of those stink bids placed just in case,
well,
isn't it?
It's crypto, you can get lucky.
I'm looking for something here. But I don't know if you saw Jan's post about Crafter.
So we're pretty much
much
there now. He's now deployed. He said he deployed the smart contract that allows the trading place to exist in the first place. So I guess that's he's on the last mile.
He also said that he made his first start to finish transaction today on mainnet.
Perfect.
Story time of Grandpa again. I don't know about that guy.
I'm really looking forward to that, because I think that's gonna be a bit of an energizer for NFT. We had a strong start, and now it's sort of gone a little bit quiet again for a little while. Now we'll have the trading place, so hopefully that's going to energize all the creative powers in our community to churn out a few more collections.
Speaking of Grandpa, I've been looking for this video that I wanted to play for you guys, and I can't find it, so I'm going to play it next week. COTI to 25 cents on this bounce. Yeah, I don't think anybody would complain with that.
Nah, I would be all right with that.
COTI will have its Zcash moment. So yeah, I'm assuming you guys saw that article or that blog post from COTI today about Zcash.
Can you bring that one up if you have it on hand?
I'm already working on it. Yeah.
Because it's quite interesting, because and this is one of these things that there's a lot of use cases for privacy, and a lot of them don't need garbled circuits, and an even bigger amount of them can't use CK, can't use T's, can't use FHE, can't use Ccache, can't use any of that, can only use garbled circuits because either they need transaction volume or they need something that's light enough to run on mobiles, or both. So yeah, this is the interesting one. This is technical comparison. So both Ccache and COTI are OGs in crypto, and of course Ccache was this cypherpunk's idea of a private token that they could shield. They could use to shield their Bitcoin transactions, and it runs on zero knowledge. The scope of what you can do with Ccache is you can do single-party transfers. So you can shield as you only. You can shield a transaction, and it's transaction validation only. 3 to 12 transactions per second. Use cases are private transactions. Compliance features is selective disclosure. So you can, but you don't have to. If you don't want, nobody will see it. It's up to you. Cross-chain capability is limited. And then on the other hand, you got garbled circuits, which does so much more. It's not single party, it's multi-party computations. You can have as many parties to this computation as you like. 2, 5, 10, 15. The garbled circuit doesn't care. Transaction validation is fully programmable logic. Yeah, so you can program the smart contracts to do all sorts of things. 80 plus transactions per second. That's probably this is probably post October hard fork. This 80 plus transactions is my guess, and of course use cases: private DeFi, confidential smart contracts, real world assets, DAOs, stablecoins, CBCs, pharmaceuticals, anything, AI, language learning models, everything. You can literally use garbled circuits for everything. And compliance features, this has got programmable transparency for audit and compliance. And it's interoperable across layer 1s and layer 2s through systems like Axelar or Lava or some of the other partners we have for this. So there's a huge difference between what they can do. But Ccache has its use cases. And I'm not the one to guess why it's gone in rocket mode like this. But it's not because it's about to get picked up by institutions all over the world. Not a chance. It's actually restricted, if not illegal, in most jurisdictions. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a great post. I always like a quick and dirty infographic, right? Not everybody likes to read the long form article. And my TLDR was that Zcash is limited to transactions, basically. And COTI is almost unlimited, complex compute, et cetera, unlimited use cases, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me catch up on some of these.
Let's catch up on a few questions.
Yeah, very true. That was one of the best tweets I've seen from COTI Network in a while. Really appreciate that.
And it's important to keep hammering the point that not everyone needs garbled circuits. There are a lot of things out there that'll do just fine with the CKs and Ts and FHE. They all have their place. It's not a zero-sum game by any stretch of anyone's imagination. So please don't think of it like that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the crafter stuff. Jan says he's been contacted by some people lately talking about new collections coming. Yeah. And I think most people, they're going to wait for the marketplace because it's way more fun like that. Yeah. And then we have people who have existing collections that are, not only wanting to trade those, but to expand on them. So Crafter Marketplace is going to be crucial, and I am so happy that the boys from Crafter are the first mover on that one.
Yeah, and you know, the Crafter platform as it is today is the smoothest NFT experience I've ever had. You've done it loads more than me, Tracer, so you have a better base of comparison, but really it works like a charm every time. My question here to Jan is that will we be able to do confidential transactions on the Crafter trading platform? Because I have a certain NFT that was only ever minted in three of them were ever minted, and I will probably lose my ambassadorship if I ever publish that I have it. So a certain NFT, and if I want to get rid of it, somebody gives me a good offer. Can I do this confidentially so I don't get busted?
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to do something as you were. The comments here. Let's try to make sense of this. Yeah, here. Let's go here. Yeah, tell us more about that, Soeren.
Well, the Atskis were the ones who made it. I don't need to tell them more. They know everything about it. So we made some commemorative NFTs to sort of signify one of the more important events in our community's history. But one of them was a little bit rude. Fortunately, I was quick to one before they got taken.
Okay, let's share this here.
Got an idea, we'll bring it to life. Your smart contract on COTI. It's so easy, we are here for you. No code required, just plug and play. Crafter.
Like it's just such a beautiful platform. I could watch this all day.
The UI. I got echo on.
Crafter, your NFT marketplace. Crafter, your ideas, your smart contract.
Your daughter has great taste, man.
Fantastic. I can't hear you.
Yeah, that's my bad. Jan and Rix, we were just so excited for this, man. Like the community is behind you. And I think the marketplace is really what's going to take Crafter from being, a community, centric project to like an ecosystem wide project. I'm so proud of you guys. Keep it coming.
And keep in mind, COTI Ship made a very interesting observation that the Crafter trading place is all good, us trading NFTs between each other. But what about node licenses? What about bringing real world assets, tokenized real world assets on chain?
Yeah. And it's just going to be so fun to do it with something.
So many cool applications for this. And I know that Jan and Rix, when they build something like this, it's built solid. So I'm like a kid in a candy store when these guys build. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Speaking of COTI Ship, I had a conversation with him. I've had a few conversations with him lately. One of them you're going to see pretty soon. You're going to see a bunch more of them very soon as well. So stay tuned for that. I've said before, the first time COTI Ship ever came onto COTI podcast, immediately loved the guy. So I'm looking forward to getting back on stream with him. But, and don't take this as offense, Jan, and I think I told you this already, but the thing I love about Crafter is it's so easy to use. And I'm looking at the NFT marketplace now and I'm going, it just looks so intuitive. And I think that what you're pushing as a beta is just, sure, there's going to be little, quirks and stuff, but it looks like it's just going to be so easy to use for people who've never played with NFT marketplaces. So really, really appreciate that. Here's one for you, Soeren, because I know you like these. Pastor Scott says ECB is supposed to be making its plan before the end of this month. Do you agree with that?
That was the intention, that they were going to submit to the European Parliament at some point towards the end of October, that they were going to sort of submit the blueprint. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. Can all the bells and whistles. And then the European Parliament is going to take their time in debating and arguing and maybe adding things that they want to get extra features, or maybe features that they want to have removed or changed. So, and we don't know how long that process is going to take. Yeah, what we do know is that COTI is still very much in the partnership with ECB. There was an announcement a few weeks back, 10 days ago, where ECB announced sort of not contracts, but that they'd selected some vendors for some off-chain functions of the CBDC. Yeah, and I know Torsten, he follows the ECB even more closely than me, and he agrees with what I'm saying, so that's a good indicator.
Well, I'll tell him to come up one of these days, especially since his daughter has such great taste in music. I'm going to be closing us out with a new one that I really like. It's not done yet, but I hope she likes that one, so make sure she's listening. Let's catch up here. Guys, I'm in love with the comments here. I can't even keep up to them. This is like an absolute dream. So Jan is giving his thanks. The current version works nicely. I believe it means the minting page is from Crafter app. Yeah, they are awesome. There are no limits for Crafter. Yeah, and just let's not forget that they're starting with NFTs, but the plan is for Crafter to catch, marketplace to come, and then one day them to be just full-time on Crafter doing no code deployment for COTI and maybe beyond. So let's support the hell out of those boys.
Absolutely.
No, I don't have any access at all. The only thing I have access to is Jan, who, when he's not making fun of me for being a grandpa, sometimes he'll give me sneak peeks. And then I twist his arm and say, can I show this? And he says, no. Well, if you're going to show something, show this. Did I miss? I'm sure I missed some people glazing Jan and Rick's on Crafter, but I think we get the point. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. I hope it will meet everyone's expectations. You always have, man, and always. I'm sure you will. Sell me all your node licenses via the marketplace. Yeah, this is so really looking forward to node licenses. Just like tease us a little bit more. Give us something, right? We're all hungry for that. Yeah, NFTs as tokenized RWAs. I know Jan, is it can't wait for that. Oh man. Yeah, and this is very true. CBDCs, like Soeren says this every day, long-term play. It'll not make a very big difference soon. But who knows, right? It's the multi-pronged approach that Soeren always talks about, right? We have these big long-term goals. We have stuff happening right now, little projects, big projects. I don't like when people go, "Oh, it's just another startup." Who cares? Like, we like having startups. It's not we're just going after startups, because if you see what Maddox is doing with Shahaf, they're not just looking for startups.
No.
It's that multi-level approach that Soeren always talks about.
There is a very, very deliberate approach to say, okay, we have all these use cases. Now let's come up with 5 new use cases that we haven't yet covered. And then we go out and find projects for those 5 use cases. And it doesn't matter whether they're startups or small, medium-sized or huge. It's another 5 use cases that we have then deployed or had signaled partnerships with. And sooner or later, we will have hundreds of use cases. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Okay, Soeren, I have a little bit of surprise for you. Earlier this week, I reached out to COTI Network because the hard fork is coming up, right? And let me share this. And everybody is familiar with this, right? And so a lot of people, community and us, have been wondering, so after the hard fork, where does that put us? And so I asked them to answer on COTI Confidential, and they did. We've already entered the true evolution phase of the roadmap with the release of the enhanced and fully audited COTI mainnet, but you're right, we're not stopping here. The upcoming hard fork marks another major upgrade, making the network even stronger, more stable, and ready to scale. We continue to build and improve according to our tech vision and the needs of our partners. Our breakthrough technology enables use cases no other privacy solution can, and we'll keep enhancing it. More to follow. So,
super.
What do you think about that?
Well, so it means they basically switched it all on, but there's still a hard fork with a lot of technological upgrades, which probably still means that there are some people, if you have the choice to deploy either before the hard fork or after the hard fork, obviously you're gonna choose to deploy just after the hard fork. It's just far simpler that way. But that's very interesting. So it's the privacy part's all switched on. We like to hear that. And now we need to see people start using it. So that's cool. It would be nice actually if we had on our Block Explorer, we could see the number of normal transactions versus the number of private transactions. So people can start following the sort of growth on both levels.
Yeah, and I think we're all looking forward to unlimited collateral types for JED. Yeah. Very interesting to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be open source, so there's
today.
A lot of options there.
So yeah, we're at the hour. And I got to apologize to anybody's comments or questions that I missed, because that was awesome, guys. Really, really appreciate all the comments and stuff. And I know that this The past few days have been tough. And not only the past few days, but the past few weeks, months, and years. It's been a challenge. But if you focus on what's being built and the efforts that are being made, like Soeren says, on the multi-levels, from the table to the ambassador corps to, any small startup applying for a grant, nobody is immune to what's coming. And I think we're really positioned nicely for the privacy narrative. And when, utility coins return to the forefront, I think we tick a lot of the boxes. What about you, Soeren? Do you have anything to add on the back of that?
No, only that the obvious thing that we're lacking right now is so even though everything's switched on, we need something like the MetaMask Snap, need something like Privex, something to go live that people can actually see it in the wild. And I think that's a natural next step. And even though it's all switched on, I'm sure a lot of that will come after the hard fork. So that's what I'm expecting, at least. But it's nice to see layer by layer by layer, piece by piece, everything's coming together. And like I've always said, they have a very, very exact plan, and they've been executing it to a T so far. So really well done to the team.
Well, thank you for joining us on this special Monday edition, and thank you for accommodating me so that I could be here. We are COTI Confidential from coast to coast and around the world. Welcome, and thank you for being here, and we'll see you again next week at the regular time, live on X and live on YouTube. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Why not us? Stay COTI.
Stay COTI.
Let's go. Let's go.
Echoes ripple through the crowd. Nodes are humming, hearts are drumming. Future's here, no time for dumbing. 1-to-1, the ratio's climbing. Outpace the FUD, perfect timing. COTI earn is on the rise. Watch the system crystallize. CBDCs, it's just a matter of time. Q4 is here. Let's go. Get ready, the moment is near. Q4 is here. No more doubt, no more fear. Q4 is here. Q4 is here. Q4 is here. The ecosystem's blazing trails. Innovation tips the scales. It's a slow burn, but the harmony's tight. Blending past and future light. Nodes like veins, they keep us flowing. A network alive, always growing. History bends when we take charge. A legacy written extra large. Let's go. Get ready, the moment is near. Q4 is here. Q4 is here. Q4 is here. Q4 is here. No more doubt, no more fear. Q4 is here. Q4 is here. Q4 is here.
The world is racing to digitize value across borders, protocols, and systems. Open blockchains make this possible, but with openness comes risk. When everything is public by default, everything becomes exploitable by default. Innovation stalls, and entire sectors that serve billions of users stay on the sidelines. We've seen the crypto hype cycles come and go, while adoption of blockchain for enterprise, government, and institutions has stalled. This is because blockchain has a fundamental infrastructure problem. Privacy wasn't built into public blockchains, and now the cost of exposure is too high to ignore. We know this because we have these conversations every day with enterprises, institutions, and governments from coast to coast and around the world. This is why COTI exists.
to solve this problem through on-chain privacy. What comes next? The answer is finally adoption. We are head down building infrastructure for this new era of Privacy 2.0. A new era of blockchain infrastructure where data is protected, logic runs privately, and sensitive data stays protected while usable. Finally, builders, institutions, and ecosystems can responsibly adopt blockchain. Welcome to the new era of Privacy 2.0.